Starting One Piece is overwhelming, not only because there's over 1,100 episodes, but you have to do so much research just to grasp the basics of how the bloody show works. Even if you're an anime veteran, usually a season ranges from 12 episodes to a maximum of 25 episodes, but that is not how One Piece works. There's plenty of guides out there, but trust me, this is the only one you'll ever need, no matter which platform you're watching on. This video is also for existing fans who are currently catching up, so stick around. The first choice you have to make is between sub or dub. Having watched countless animes, I am the biggest advocate for sub-ed because the Japanese voice acting feels authentic, and it just suits the media. It's the popular choice. But for One Piece, this is an exception. I've tried both, and I prefer the English voices for every single character. I just couldn't get used to the Japanese voices. If you're already watching on Netflix, I'd recommend switching to another provider. Firstly, it does not have all the episodes, so you're eventually going to have to switch regardless. But secondly, there's better alternative options anyways. But in case you already have a subscription and you just want to get started, you can obviously do so. The only thing to keep in mind is this Reddit post claims only these episodes are available. I couldn't even find them myself, as only the current Arc Egghead shows up for me, so it might be country specific. You can use a VPN as a workaround, but it's just extra effort. What I do like about Netflix, though, is that it doesn't show the episode names, since One Piece has notoriety for episode titles being spoilers. A drawback to Netflix is that you don't know which episodes are fillers. Moving on to the most popular streaming platform, Crunchyroll. One Piece has 11 sagas. Think of each saga as a season. Crunchyroll have put each season as a saga, but they've also put smaller arcs as a season. I feel like there is absolutely no need for that. It's also inconsistent. For example, Enies Lobby, which is an arc within the Water 7 saga, is not listed as a season yet. The Punk Hazard arc within the Dressrosa saga is. Dressrosa is listed twice for some reason. Like, why not just put it as Season 9 from episode 630 to 746? Season 10's Silvermine, which is 4 episodes, is somehow a standalone season according to Crunchyroll, yet the Zo arc is also Season 10. Again, the issue of not knowing which episodes are fillers is also present here. For Amazon Prime Video watchers, you're still going to need a Crunchyroll subscription. What's weird, though, is that it shows up as 16 seasons, which is different to the Crunchyroll seasons. For example, the latest arc called Egghead is Season 14 in Crunchyroll, but Season 15 in Amazon. Make it make sense. A drawback to Amazon's layout is that each season has no name, so you have zero idea which saga you're in. Again, no filler information as well. Very recently, BBC iPlayer acquired the rights to the One Piece dub, so if you're in the UK, you're in luck. There are no ads, and it's completely free as long as you have a TV license, which you most likely do. This is definitely the best option because there's also closed captions, which I definitely prefer having. What I like is all the sagas are there on the top, without any extra information about the arcs. It's nice and simple. The caveats are that they only have the rights up till the Wano saga, which is about 1,088 episodes, so the rest of the episodes beyond that, you will need to find another platform. No filler episode info either. Microsoft Store is another platform you can buy dubbed One Piece episodes. However, I do not recommend it at all because they are very expensive. The reason why is because they have exclusive early rights, so it's where the newest dubbed episodes come out first before anywhere else. Keep in mind it's only for Xbox and Windows 8 or later devices. Next, One Piece. For those that don't know, this is a fan-made community project. It's well known One Piece has pacing issues. It's excruciatingly slow and frustrating. The solution? One Piece. The contributors came together to edit the whole of One Piece, cutting out all the unnecessary bits and fixing the pacing. This seems perfect, but there's tons of issues. Firstly, the homepage is simple but a bit outdated. There's lots of negative space which could easily fit more information in. It's easy to follow, but once you do click on one of the arcs, the UI looks like it's from the 90s. The thumbnails are poor, not even reflective of the episode. The text cuts off. Another huge problem is the inconsistency of the video quality. If you scroll down to see all the arcs, most arcs are either 720p or even worse, 480p. I have checked them out and they are not, in fact, 480p. This just takes away from the UX and might put people off because they don't know about it. The good thing is you don't need to worry about fillers, and you can even download everything onto your device for offline watching for free. Although you do get to enjoy longer episodes so it's easier to binge, this might not be convenient for those who like watching short 20-minute episodes, which is much easier to finish than committing to a long episode and not being able to finish it. Another problem is that the latest dubbed and subbed episodes aren't available immediately and may take quite a long time to be added, so once you do catch up, you'll have to find another platform. Another thing that's odd is there is a download limit used up for simply just watching episodes without even downloading. I'm not sure what happens once you pass the limit. You might not be able to continue watching, but maybe anyone in the comments can let me know. Only the first arc has the option for dub plus closed captions, and there are a lot of arcs which don't even have the option of dub at all. So the inconsistency might be very troubling, especially if you prefer the dub. And last but not least, alternative websites. FYI, I do not endorse any of these sites. I'll talk about this one in particular since it's the best one. The UI is clean and modern. There are no episode thumbnails or titles which allow for 100 episodes to be displayed at a time on a single page. You can watch both dubbed and subbed, and the latest episodes are updated quick. There's also extra features and information about the latest episode numbers for subbed and dubbed. This is useful because dub will always be behind, so knowing when it releases is not as easy to find compared to the subbed. Drawbacks. The dub titles are terrible. Most of the times non-existent and many times just inaccurate, as if copied from the subbed and not even matching what the character's saying. The fillers are highlighted brown, so you don't need another website, but there is no information about which saga you're in, only episode number. Also, if you want information about mixed canon art filler episodes, you will need another website. Now, going through the top-ranked fillers website, you can see the UI is very old and user-unfriendly. The episode numbers are just thrown at you, so you have to take a moment to find where to look and constantly scan these large sequences of numbers to see if you need to skip it or not. It can be very confusing as to what is important for new viewers, so allow me to explain. Mixed canon fillers are episodes where half of the episode is important and the other half is filler, for example. It could be a long recap of something you've already seen earlier, so you can just skip that part. Knowing about which episodes are anime canon doesn't help since they are important, and you have to watch them. There's only a handful anyways. The manga canon episodes are basically the rest of the episodes, which you can figure out by process of elimination. You do have to scroll down every time you load the site, which is just long. The real issue with this website, though, is that there is no information about which saga each filler episode falls under. So if you're watching on Amazon or Microsoft Store, you won't know. So then to fix this problem, you will need yet another website such as this one. Issue with this website is that, yes, it does have all the sagas, but I feel like it's a little overcomplicated and cluttered. Some people might not want to know about every small arc within a saga. It kind of takes away the fun when you know the arc will change, so you kind of expect things to happen. There's beauty in the unknown, so not knowing what setting you're going to and what direction the anime is heading towards is, in my opinion, a better experience. You also need to scroll down in this website, which again is more effort for you as the user. This already means you're using 2 separate websites, 3 including the one you're watching on. I had this issue myself, and there was no workaround. Ultimately, you can see how there's problems for every platform. None of them are perfect. And it doesn't matter where you watch, you're going to need another website. So, I just made my own guide. It's modern and simple. Nowadays, people charge for every little thing. But don't worry, this guide is completely free and always will be. I've put it down in the description. My Patreon is also there, so if you're feeling a little generous and want to donate, I would appreciate it as a token of gratitude. Patreon members do get an alternative look guide as a thank you. If you can't, then watching the video fully and liking also helps. Only the main saga names plus episodes within each saga are included, not smaller arcs. It's color-coded, and the UI is clean. Only filler episodes are there, so you know which episodes to skip. Everything you need to see is there in one glance without having to ever scroll. One website for all your needs. It's regularly updated for the latest episodes, and I've made lots of iterations of it, leading to what it looks like now. This guide makes it easy to start the One Piece voyage and caters to the beginners, but I knew I can't have the best of both worlds because existing fans might want more. Problem is, if I tried adding more information, it would be less simple defeating the whole purpose. And I would need to do a design overhaul since there isn't any space for more info. So to resolve this, I made another guide. It's also linked down below. The biggest change is that there is information about mixed canon filler episodes. I thought to myself, some would actually find that useful. It was the biggest drawback I had, and the only reason some people might use other guides. If you're new, I recommend starting off with Guide 1, and then switching to Guide 2 after Fishman Island until Wano. This is because that's where most of the mixed episodes are, and there are so many of them. It's where the pacing is the worst and very stretched out. Both sites are mobile friendly too, so use whichever one you like and don't forget to bookmark the websites so it's easier to access. I hope I helped you out, so what are you waiting for? Get started.